Nobody wins when the family feels.
That boy got the whole force on him?
I'm so tired of this. I don't want to live here no more, Mom. That's scary.
Others are in jail tonight, accused of 2 Fort Worth murders days apart. Court documents reveal a bizarre set of circumstances leading to the first fatal shooting. However, a witness told police the second killing was payback for a robbery a few years ago.
Nights, Fort Worth police tell us that suspect vehicle was registered to the twins' mother.
What?
The tipster told officers they recently heard the Gabatabo brothers were responsible for Gonzalez's murder. Investigators say they found a video on Gonzalez's phone of 2 naked young men at gunpoint. Using facial recognition software, police determined the young men in the video to be the twin brothers.
Fam, at this point, we all know there's always 2 sides to the story. Some might say 3. Your side, the other person's side, and the truth. And we also know by now, revenge don't got no date on it. Some people like to act instantly, and some people will just act when they feel they got the perfect opportunity. And that seems to be the case for the story we got here today. But it's so many layers. You see, by now you probably saw a video or heard reports of twins getting arrested based out of Texas for 2 murders just weeks apart. And despite how they might look, they're only 20 years old. And it seemed to be revenge for an incident that took place when they was 15, maybe 16. Now out the gate, it's been reports that the twins was robbed and stripped and forced on camera. And the person who was gunned down had this video of them naked on camera being robbed and stripped, according to local police. But when you look at it and look at this suspect, and yeah, man, a bullet don't got no.
That shit crazy, son. Niggas say robbed and stripped on camera, though, people. You heard me? Niggas say he was ass naked on camera. Excuse my language. He was butt naked on camera, son. That shit crazy. Nigga said a nigga still had the video. He is a freak. That nigga freaked out. Let me find out he low-key DL. You heard me? Condolences, but let me find out DL. He still had the video. What the fuck you still got the video for? Fuck you recording nigga ass naked for?
Age, weight, or date on it. It just go. But you mean to tell me this man just by himself robbing these 2 twins? For what? What they rob him for? And I know he wasn't by himself. So I wanted to hold fast on bringing this information. Because I wanted to gather as much information as possible to bring it to you guys' attention. Not to mention, the first murder was a black kid. And even I made mistakes before in reports that I have to make sure I correct myself in which I do. But the reports for him is he had a mask and gloves on. Let's clear that up right now. He had a surgical mask on and gloves. What he used because he's a barber. Now I want to point something out now. They said the twins was responsible for that murder as well, as we just mentioned. But the report that he was breaking into cars do not match what the witness said to police. Yet and still, the narrative has been pushed that he was doing criminal activity. Yeah. He was allegedly killed for that. But just reading the facts don't present that. And that's why we're here today, fam. I want to try to break down this story in chronological order based on the facts. There's been a lot of narratives pushed, but a lot of the information hasn't been presented to the public. And I did my best within the last 48 hours to do just that. I got statements that was made on social media from every side family involved. Okay. And we're going to go over that as well. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right to it. On November 7th, 25, a mom of 9 identified as Miss Stewart for the sake of this video was grieving on social media. Her son had just passed away, a young man who we'll later identify. And throughout it all, that same day, November 17, 2025, after coming back on social media 2 days after her son's demise, she got an inbox from one person wrote, "F your son." And she responded, "Okay." And the son they was referencing to was Devin Randalls, born July 18, 2006, just 19 years old. He unfortunately lost his life on November 15, 2025. He was a barber. He allegedly lived on Augusta Lane on the 3000 block. That's allegedly where he lost his life as well. His nickname was Day Day. And apparently Day wasn't alone when he lost his life. There was some funny business going on from the start. According to the police report, when police arrived, officers located the victim lying in the parking lot with multiple gunshot wounds to the torso. The victim was pronounced deceased on the scene. Officers was also informed that between 3 and 4 unknown men were seen in the complex wearing surgical masks and gloves. The deceased victim found wearing a surgical mask and rubber gloves. Detectives have interviewed a brother.
Don't tell me it was a back door. Yeah, man. Don't tell me it was a back door. They got in the bank out and they hit their partner. What y'all think it is? Y'all let me know, bro. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all let me know in the comments, bro. What y'all think it is?
The victim, who approached the scene barefoot and bandaged, as if he had been in the compound with the victim at the time of the shooting. In the compound, it appears as if the victim and the other subjects could have been at the complex, possibly breaking into the vehicles when the victim was shot by an unknown suspect. Here's what we know. The brother was on the scene, not historical, coming with band-aids as if it was an accident. On top of that, some other people was known to hang out there. This wasn't a random place where they was doing. Could this been an accident and the people who we later identified as the twins held responsible because of that? And a witness gave that story? Because nowhere in that report they say the twins who we later identified had a vehicle or family member had a vehicle that was broken into that warned them to shoot this young man. So when we go over the Facebook quotes from the mom saying that narrative is wrong and my son was at the wrong place at the wrong time, because after doing my research, he was just 1 week away from headed to the Navy. Well, that might be true. But it's also important that the twins was also known to hang out there. Now, before we identify the twins, I want to read what the mother went to Facebook, the mother of Day, that is, had quoted on Facebook the day he lost his life after seeing that report and the days following. She wrote on November 15, 2025, y'all believe anything that y'all hear. Everybody knows my son. He was not one of them. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Believe what you want to. It doesn't matter. He was an innocent victim of senseless crime. She followed up and wrote, y'all acting like Fort Worth PD never falsely accused y'all. My son was not out there with gloves and a mask on. They gonna do anything to cover up shit. My son was headed to the Navy. Never been in trouble. Graduated with honors. Find somebody else's child to play with. She also wrote the following day, detectives just left my house. They trying to figure out who murdered my son. There were no break-ins reported in those apartments last night. My son was shot 5 times in the chest. And they have no idea why. And no suspects. This has confused me even more. I just don't understand. Whoever is behind that page created a false narrative to make another young black man look bad. Just 2 weeks later, on November 30th, 2025, Isaiah Angel Gonzalez was gunned down. Born February 15, 2005, just 20 years old from Fort Worth, Texas. Now, it's important to know this. I'm not sure if he was and what gang allegedly Isaiah was a part of, but in Fort Worth, Texas, like many large cities, it has various street gangs, including those with...
But y'all let me know in Texas, in Fort Worth, Texas, it get popping like that? Oh, y'all wonder what I'm sipping on, you hear me? That's that Kool-Aid enough. That's that grape Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? That's that grape thing. But damn, I ain't know it get popping like that in Fort Worth, Texas. You hear me? Y'all, hey, damn. Y'all let me know in the comments how it is. If y'all from Fort Worth, Texas, me watching this, y'all let me know how it is, bro. I ain't know it get popping like that out there. That shit crazy. I ain't, damn. I thought it only get popping like that in Houston and, hey, see? Shit is a
Mexican affiliations, often tied to larger prison gangs. In Fort Worth, you got Sir 13, broad affiliation with Mexican mafia prison gang, common in Texas, involved in drugs, extortion, and street crime. You got North T14, rival to Sir 13, often linked to the Nuestra family, which is a prison gang, also active in drug trade. Then you got local Chino gang, numerous smaller neighborhood-based cliques that might use common symbols or affiliation but operate independently. And in Fort Worth, they got all the above. And transitional gangs like MS-13. But nonetheless, on November 30th, Isaiah was walking out his job, a little past 2:30, at Flip's Patio Grill, located on the 6000 block of Fossil Bluff Drive in Fort Worth, Texas. Outside waiting for Isaiah was his girlfriend and his sister. They got into the car. Next to their vehicle was a truck, but they didn't know underneath that truck was twin brothers strapped with firearms, about to purposely hit their target. and no one else, later having people assume that Isaiah's girlfriend had set him up. As they started the car, the twins identified as Solomon and Samuel Gabito, both 20 years old, had got from underneath a truck, shooting Isaiah 4 to 5 times in the head, leaving him DOA before running off on feet. May he rest in peace. A love of condolences to his family.
Nigga, they say his girlfriend set him up. Them niggas hid from under the truck. So, man, this shit is crazy, son. I'm telling you, bro, it's a tricky world out here, son. This happened. If it's a tricky world out here, son. I ain't lying to you. It's a tricky world out here. From under the truck, though, people? Man, that shit crazy.
For months, even weeks, no one knew why, and no one would get arrested. Nothing was stolen, just blood on the streets, a shaken girlfriend and sister, a deceased man, and unknown questions for authorities and family members. Weeks later, one of the twins would get arrested, but it wasn't for murder. And shortly after, he would get released, thinking he just got away with murder. Just a month after Day lost his life, and 2 weeks after Isaiah, 20-year-old Samuel was arrested after fleeing his vehicle following a police chase that tore through a residential neighborhood. Police say he faced new charges for evading arrest on top of multiple outstanding warrants. He probably fled thinking he was about to get arrested for murder.
I'm so tired of this. I don't want to live here no more, Mom. That's scary.
I was just happy that my granddaughter wasn't here that day because we probably would have been out here.
Around 2 p.m. Friday afternoon, Fort Worth police were chasing a vehicle down Garden Acres Drive when the sedan flew through the intersection, stopping just a foot short of the dining room.
Police screaming, and we heard what we thought were gunshots, but it was just the taser really loud. My mom actually is the one that saw the guy running.
20-year-old Samuel Gabatibo tried to take off, but officers eventually took him into custody. Police confirmed Gabatibo had multiple warrants out for him from Grapevine and Frisco PD. Everyone told to stay inside until the scene was secure.
I'm so tired of this. I don't want to live here no more, Mom. That's scary.
Now, Samuel bonded out as evidence could not yet tie him to murder. But 5 weeks later, on the 3rd week of January of 2026, not only Samuel was arrested, but also his brother Solomon. When it came to Isaiah, the footage showed 2 men who had been roaming the parking lot for about a half an hour, running up to the car and firing guns through a windshield. According to the affidavit, Isaiah was critically wounded in the shooting and later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. In the following investigation, officials found shoot patterns matching Air Force Ones, leaving the scene. As we all know, no suspects were immediately arrested. The Nissan Altima from the first homicide was found to be connected to the second and was traced to Solomon and Samuel's mother. The men was also later observed to be wearing...
Bro, that's a red flag, bro. Y'all, all y'all niggas using y'all people cars in the same motherfucking vehicles. Why y'all niggas not getting stolen cars? You hear me? Like, why is y'all niggas not doing, like... Y'all asking to get caught, bro. Then y'all left the vehicle. You left the car, so if you wasn't gonna take the car, why bring it? Like, make it make sense, though, people. I know I'm not tripping, Chad. Y'all let me know, bro. I know I'm not tripping. Why bring the car if you not gonna use it after you do the hit? And it's your mama car, bro. Your mama car. I understand you would've took a nigga car, but it's your mother's car? I ain't no getting out of that.
In the shoes that matched the previous crime scene. Due to the findings, police got a warrant to search the twins' apartment in an attempt to find evidence that could connect them to violent crimes. The search was executed on December 12, 2025, but no items were seized, and enough evidence couldn't be found to conclusively tie the men to the crimes. But then the tipster had alerted police that Isaiah, the victim, had robbed the brothers and held them at gunpoint years prior, forcing them to strip naked in front of a camera. The tipster also told police they heard the twins were responsible for Isaiah's death, according to the warrant. After searching Isaiah's phone, police found evidence, video evidence, that showed two young black men being held naked at gunpoint. Using facial recognition technology, the document said they were able to identify the men in the video were the twins. It was then confirmed that the brothers had been robbed in 2021. But
I ain't gonna fake dude freaking for still having a video of nigga in them, bro. It's the fact that he made them niggas strip. I understand you trying to get pointers, but you hear me? Check, y'all let me know, bro. This nigga freaky as hell for still having a video, bro. Of two naked men. You holding that gunpoint, bro. For 4 years later. On my tripping though.
To the news, it was only by Isaiah. That's just what the witness is saying. Just like the first murder. And before we go over what Isaiah's family member has been saying following these arrests on social media, check out the news clip.
Twin brothers are in jail tonight, accused of two Fort Worth murders days apart. Court documents reveal a bizarre set of circumstances leading to the first fatal shooting. However, a witness told police the second killing was payback for a robbery a few years ago. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager has been going through the police paperwork today, and she's got more. Peyton?
Steve, and the two murder scenes 2 weeks apart and right across the street from one another. We just learned that the suspect vehicle involved was caught on surveillance video in that North Fort Worth area on both of these nights. Fort Worth police tell us that suspect vehicle was registered to the twins' mother. Friday, Fox 4 visited Mary Aguado.
We don't really hang out outside anymore.
Again at her Garden Acres home in Fort Worth.
Man, that's it for the video, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already. But man, y'all see how dumb these niggas is, bro? But hey, dude freaky as hell for still having that video, son. Hey, I'm not changing my mind, bro. Dude is too freaky for still having that video 4 years later. Y'all let me know, chat. But hey, that's it for the video, bro. Have y'all have a blessed day.